in the sun-drenched ruins of Paestum, southern Italy. During a sweltering summer family vacation in the late 1990s, Rosalba Barletta, a warm-hearted, unassuming housewife from the coastal town of Pescara, experiences a moment that upends her mundane existence. While on a bus tour with her boorish husband Mimo, a plumbing supplies magnate, and their 2 teenage sons, Rosalba dashes into a roadside cafe restroom during a pit stop. Emerging moments later, she watches in disbelief as the bus pulls away without her, her family oblivious to her absence. Stranded with only her purse and a growing sense of liberation, Rosalba hitches a ride northward, her initial plan to reunite with them in Rome morphing into an impulsive detour to the enchanting canals of Venice, a city she's always dreamed of visiting. Arriving in the floating labyrinth of Venice with little money and no plan, Rosalba wanders the narrow calle and bustling piazzas, her wide-eyed wonder contrasting the tourist's frenzy. Exhausted and penniless after a night on a park bench, she seeks refuge at a modest pension but is turned away. Fate intervenes when she encounters Fernando Girasol, a melancholic Icelandic waiter and modern hotel at a local restaurant. Played with quiet intensity by Bruno Ganz, Fernando, a man of refined manners and poetic speech, quoting Dante and harboring his own secrets, including a past suicide attempt, offers her a spare room in his cluttered, book-filled apartment overlooking a serene canal. "It's not much, but it's home," he murmurs in his formal literary Italian, a far cry from the coarse dialect of her Abruzzo roots. As days stretch into weeks, Rosalba adapts to this unexpected freedom. She forms a fast friendship with Grazia Reginella, Fernando's vivacious neighbor and a holistic masseuse with a penchant for new age therapies and romantic mishaps. Grazia, portrayed with bubbly charm by Marina Massironi, introduces Rosalba to the joys of self-care and girl talk, their laughter echoing through the ancient building. Seeking purpose, Rosalba lands a job at a quaint flower shop owned by Fermo Melanchor, a cantankerous elderly anarchist who barks orders and rails against the system. Initially intimidated by his gruff demeanor, Rosalba wins him over with her gentle persistence and innate kindness, transforming the shop into a blooming haven with her creative arrangements of tulips and wildflowers. Back in Pescara, Mimo, a domineering philanderer who's been carrying on a long affair with their family friend Ketty, grows increasingly irate at Rosalba's disappearance. Refusing to involve the police to avoid scandal, he hires Costantino Caputo, a hapless, overweight plumber applying for a job at his company, to pose as an amateur detective. Costantino, eager to please and armed with a detective novel for guidance, heads to Venice on a shoestring budget. His bumbling investigation leads him to Rosalba's doorstep. But instead of dragging her home, he falls head over heels for Grazia during a chance encounter at her massage parlor. Their whirlwind romance blossoms amid awkward dates and shared gelato, with Costantino ultimately quitting his sleuthing gig by phoning Mimo to declare he's found love instead. In Venice, Rosalba's life flourishes like the tulips she tends. She learns to play the accordion from Fernando, who reveals his tragic backstory. Exiled from Iceland after a youthful scandal, he's lived a solitary life marked by depression. Their bond deepens through subtle gestures, a shared meal of fresh bread and pasta, a moonlight gondola ride, whispered confessions under the Rialto Bridge. Rosalba feels desired and valued for the first time, her dowdy wardrobe evolving into flowing dresses that accentuate her natural beauty. Yet, guilt nags at her. She misses her sons, particularly the younger one, though her marriage feels like a distant cage. The idyll shatters when Ketty, Mimo's mistress, tracks Rosalba down and arrives unannounced. Playing on her maternal instincts, Ketty fabricates a tale that Rosalba's elder son has spiraled into drug addiction in her absence. Devastated and duty-bound, Rosalba packs her bags and returns to Pescara, bidding a tearful farewell to Fernando, Grazia, and Fermo. Back home, she discovers the lie. Her son is fine, Mimo as self-absorbed as ever, the household in disarray but unchanged. Rosalba slips back into her old routines, cooking, cleaning, enduring Mimo's tirades. But Venice haunts her dreams, a beacon of what life could be. Meanwhile, Fernando, heartbroken yet resolute, borrows Fermo's rickety van and drives south to Pescara. Arriving like a knight from a fairy tale, he confronts Rosalba at her doorstep, declaring his love in his eloquent way. Without you, my words are just echoes. Touched and emboldened, Rosalba chooses happiness. She gathers her youngest son, who's thrilled at the adventure, and leaves Nemo sputtering in rage. The trio heads north, Costantino and Grazia waving them off with joy. In Venice, Rosalba reunites with her new family of choice. She and Fernando marry in a simple ceremony amid blooming tulips, Grazia as bridesmaid, Fermo grumbling but beaming as best man. Costantino finds steady work, his romance with Grazia flourishing. Rosalba's elder son eventually visits, bridging her worlds. The film closes on a gondola gliding through golden canals, breadcrumbs scattered for the pigeons, a symbol of simple joys and second chances. This whimsical romantic comedy masterfully blends humor, heartache, and Italian charm, celebrating midlife reinvention and the courage to follow one's heart against societal expectations.